In this video, you'll learn how to make customized photo collages and posters. So, in Photo Collage Maker, called Be Funky, you're going to start by uploading your images to the computer in the Image Manager. So, you're going to click on Computer. You're going to go to Downloads. I've already saved all of my images. And if I held down Shift and the down arrow is able to highlight more than one image at a time to save time. And you can see all of my images were just replaced. Now you'll notice the layout has 9 squares, but I only have 4 images. So I'm going to click and drag on the lines to collapse them, so that way I only have 4 boxes, and then resize them. So for me, I want them all to be the same size. So I'm just going to play around with the lines. Now I'm just going to pull in my images into different spots wherever I want them to go. If I double click, I can edit the image and I can resize it. I can make it bigger or smaller. I could also rotate it in a particular way. I'd be able to mirror it or flip it, either horizontal or vertical, which I'm not going to do at this point in time. And then I can drag in my other images. Again, I can try and resize it. Move it down so I can read the title if I click and drag on it. And pull in this one. And once I'm happy with how I want my images to look, I can go to Save. I'm going to save it to the computer. I'm going to name this one Similar Books. And it's going to be a JPEG, which is great. Hit Save. I'm going to keep it in my downloads and save it. Awesome, so my image is saved. Now I'm ready to make my poster from my favorite quote. So I'm going to start over. So I'm going to hit the undo button, or actually I'm going to hit the X. And that's going to start me on a blank template. The undo and redo buttons are good though if you accidentally change something and you want to go back to it. So what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to again change the layout. Maybe I will collapse this and pull that over. I'm going to keep 3 different sections, so don't add 3 different types of backgrounds. And I'm going to patterns and I'm going to choose from all the different kinds. Maybe I'll start with mosaic. And if I scroll down, you can see the different kinds of backgrounds that are available. Maybe I'm actually going to go with the hearts. So I'm going to click and drag that into a particular section. Now if I pull this up, I can make this background image longer, extend it out more. I'm going to go the back arrow again, and I'm going to choose maybe a geometrical pattern for the top and the bottom. Okay, and maybe I'll come to the wavy to finish that up. Okay, now I've created this funky pattern for my background, and again I can play around with how much I want to see of each of the different backgrounds. And then I can add text, so I go to the A. I can choose the type of text that I want. I'm going to pick typewriter. And you can see it pops up here. I'm going to change the font to at least like size 120 just to make it bigger so I'd be able to read it. And I'm going to write, when given the choice between being right or being kind, choose kind. So clearly you can't really read that. Well, now you can read that because it adds an automatic white background, which is great. So now I'm able to see it. I can pull to resize my image, or my text rather, make this bigger. And then I'm also able to play around with the type of font. If I highlight on it, maybe I want a different font than what I originally had chosen. I can also change the color of my font. Maybe we'll try yellow. Okay, close that. And I'm also going to click off that, and I want to center it. I can also change my background color, so maybe I want to go with purple, make it pop. I can change my frame. And once I'm happy with it, I'm going to now also add in some graphics. So if I go to the graphics, I go to featured, and you can see the different ones are free. Maybe I'm going to stick with the heart, move that up over here. Resize, pull it over. I'd also be able to turn it if I click on that top circle. And then let's see what else makes sense. Maybe I come back and I'm going to look up different graphics. Maybe I'm going to go for animals. Choose this guy. Make him smaller. Okay. So you see you have a bunch of different types of graphics categories you can choose from, depending on what you're doing, what makes sense for you. And once you're happy with how it looks, again, you hit save to your computer. You'd want to rename it. So this would be fave quote, JPEG, save to downloads. Last step, once I'm happy with both of these, is I go to my email, hit compose. I'm going to email myself, so I'm going to put in my email address. I'm going to write maybe book trailer as my subject, and in here I'm going to hit the paperclip. And in downloads, I should have favorite quote, similar books, JPEGs. Remember, if I hold down shift and hit the down arrow, I can copy, highlight more than one at a time. They're going to upload onto my computer. And then I'm going to be able to hit send. And it should pop up in my email address, which will be in my inbox, which will be awesome. Hit send. Refresh my inbox, and there I am, book trailer. I can open this on the iPad now, and I'd be able to download these images and save them to my photos.